Hi everybody and welcome once again to Ruby's Classic Cooking. And tonight I'm making baked apples. Now this is a really easy recipe and a great dessert. So I'm just going to jump right into this recipe. I'm going to bake this in my microwave in this serving bowl. And right now I'm going to use 2 apples because this is just for me. And I'm just going to use 2 fairly small apples to do this. This is another one of those recipes that, well, this is more like a guideline than it is like a recipe. And there's a lot of different ways you can go with this. But what you need to do is cut the blossom end. Oops, sorry, this is the stalk end I'm cutting out here. Sorry, that's the stalk end and the blossom end out. And you don't have to peel the apple. If you can get a core down in here and get the core out of here, that's a good thing to do. As you don't want those seeds in there when you're trying to eat it, and you don't want the sharp bits from the core. If you can get that out. It's not much of a core in these apples, thank goodness, so I'm just going to kind of use my knife here to see if I can get that out of there. There. Just try to get your seeds out of there. Yeah. See the hole for my apple. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to peel the top inch or so, which is 2.5 centimeters by the way, off the top of my apple. Just to expose part of the flesh of the apple, but not all of it. And there's my apple, ready for baking. I'm going to put it in my bowl. And I'm going to take the second apple. What I'm going to do to it, I'm going to take the stem out. And I'm going to take out the blossom end. And this time, this is one of my mother's favorite methods of doing this. She would just cut the apple in half this way. And then she would remove the core with her knife. Just like this. Just kind of dig carefully down into the apple in a semicircle, and then you've got your core out of there. Then she put that in her baking container. Just be a bit careful not to cut yourself. And of course a curved paring knife would probably be easier, but I'm kind of lazy, I'm just using the one knife. Now in this method, you don't remove any of the peel from the apple. There. I have my whole apple in here in my bowl, and I'm just going to put these 2 halves together and put them into my bowl as well. And now, this is the fun bit. Now I'm going to fill the hole in my apple with sugar. You can use brown sugar, you can use white sugar, you can use honey or artificial sweetener, whatever you like. Or you don't have to use anything at all if you think your apples are sweet enough without it. So I'm just going to add some sugar right down in here. And the same for in this one. Just kind of this will kind of caramelize over the top of my apple. And you see I'm just using I'm just using my sugar shell. So just a couple of teaspoons of sugar, depending on how many, it all depends on how many apples you're using. That's about, maybe 7 or 8 milliliters of sugar. Now I've got some cinnamon and some nutmeg here. And I'm just going to sprinkle some nutmeg and some cinnamon, about a half a teaspoon, that'd be about 2 milliliters. Maybe not even that over the 2 apples. Just sprinkle them on here. And if you don't like cinnamon and you don't like nutmeg, don't use any. I just find it adds a bit more of an apple pie flavor to it. And there you go. I'm all ready now to pop this into my microwave, and I'm going to put it in there for 2 minutes. And my apples should be all nice and baked and soft and ready to eat as soon as they cool off. I'll be right back with the finished product. As you can see, my apples, one of them has completely collapsed and the other one has begun to collapse, and they're all nice and cooked up really nicely here, soft and ready to eat. And if you want to add a nice scoop of vanilla ice cream on top of here, or a blob of whipped cream, or even some cream or milk to put on top of this, that's also a good accompaniment. And this sugar now has mixed with the apple juice. It's become like a syrup. And you can just pour that right over top of your apples. Kind of helps caramelize the outside of them. And it's a real flavor boost to your baked apple. Now you just let that cool off a little bit, and it is ready for you to have dessert. I hope you enjoyed my video tonight, and I hope you will like, subscribe, comment, try this recipe at home, and let me know how it turned out for you. Come on back next time and watch me on Ruby's Classic Cooking. Bye for now.